Ladies and gentlemen, a Republican House of Representatives will not only impeach Joe Biden for obvious graft schemes, hundreds of millions of dollars going to Hunter, and then the money going to Joe or influencing Joe to force out a prosecutor. This is according to the New York Post, the Daily Mail, the Federalist, and Hunter's own emails. So if you think that Trump is the embodiment of criminality, why hasn't he been indicted? We know why Hillary wasn't. Watch the short on this channel. James Comey, the Honorable James Comey himself states, well, although there's potential violations of the statutes pertaining to the handling of classified data, I think it's almost verbatim, no reasonable prosecutor would indict. When Democrats are about to indict their own, they say, well, no reasonable prosecutor would, and then they don't. When they pretend to indict Trump, they investigate him forever, find nothing, and then continue to investigate him and still find nothing. Trump didn't commit a crime. If he had committed a crime, he would have been indicted a long time ago. You have Republicans and Democrats that want to take Trump down. They can't do it. They simply can't do it. Now, the House of Representatives can also defund the special counsel. They have the power of the purse. That's where all the money is allocated, through the House of Representatives. Okay, the Senate now can perhaps, I'm not exactly sure if the Senate can veto any attempt to defund, but the defunding can start absolutely in the House. Bannon pushing Trump to defund Mueller investigation. He should have listened to Bannon on that. October 31st, 2017. Okay, NBC News today, Trump encourages GOP to fight special counsel decision. And eventually they're going to either immediately or eventually defund the special counsel. You need money for this probe. And Trump Republicans won the House of Representatives. It wasn't the Never Trumpers. The Never Trumpers, there's a Never Trumper battling it out with a Trump-supported Senate candidate in Alaska. Okay, McConnell, whenever the National Review or Washington Examiner, I read those publications. They're fantastic publications. But whenever they say that, well, it was Trump's fault, Mitch McConnell had a choice to give money to Murkowski in Alaska or Blake Masters or Adam Laxalt. Guess what he chose? Okay, so he would rather he gave money to a Senate contest with two Republicans as opposed to Laxalt, who almost won. And the last second victory by his opponent, it's like, okay, Laxalt was consistently leading in the polls, and he's a Republican. The polls always, we can go on forever, okay? They never really show the true support for Republican candidates because all of media is just apoplectic against Trump and Republican candidates. But hit subscribe to this channel, ladies and gentlemen. I'll read you other articles. Daily Beast, GOP representative introduces measure to defund Mueller probe. I think that was DeSantis. Representative Ron DeSantis has introduced a measure that would defund special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. So it's right. That was one of the many reasons DeSantis is amazing. I still like Trump a lot, infinitely better, but DeSantis is amazing. August 28, 2017. And then you have a whole bunch of articles. Amendment would defund Mueller investigation. August 29, 2017. And you have a situation where you can definitely, there are many articles initially pertaining to the Mueller probe, but this new special counsel, notice that they're not going after FTX, right? Okay, the House of Representatives will have to do that. The House of Representatives will investigate all the shady, corrupt business activity with Hunter. It's graft. It's called graft and potential bribery. People were giving money to Hunter, hundreds of millions of dollars, into shell corporations, working with fronts, intelligence fronts, so businesses and corporations that served as a front for foreign intelligence agencies. But again, if you explain this to Democrats, it's like trying to explain physics to a house cat. They don't care. They don't even know what it is. They don't even think it's even real. Do you understand? They're like, oh, Hunter again? Oh, whatever. It's like, no, the corruption's on your end. 20 years ago, the corruption was in the Bush-Cheney-Rumsfeld Republican Party. I'm not a Republican or Democrat. I'm free. And the definition of true freedom is not being tied to a political party and being able to look at things for what they are. Okay, the liberals who opposed Bush, Cheney, and Rumsfeld foreign policy did so only because they had an R next to their name. That's it. President Obama did very much the same things. He was not opposed by Democrats. Ask the people of Libya if they like President Obama's foreign policy. He destroyed that country with a failed intervention from our alliance that it's not working out in Europe. How many more wonderful positive stories? You just wait. The two things that the liberal fantasy world rely on. Trump's going to get indicted and sent to jail one day, and that invading country, and I hope that they're victorious, but that invading country, the country that's been invaded, I hope they're victorious eventually, but the country that's been invaded will eventually conquer and overrun the invading country. And we'll show Putin who's boss. It's not going to happen. This is the fantasy world that liberals live in. Trump will never go to prison, and he will be the nominee, and if the Republican machinery adopts the same strategy as Democrats, there's no stopping Trump. You emphasize early voting, and you go everywhere Democrats go. It's very simple, okay, to win in 24, and Republicans should have done this in Arizona and in Nevada and other places. And watch my video on Kerry Lake, okay, last night. If Democrats go to college campuses, Republicans go to college campuses. If Democrats go to unions, Republicans should go to unions. And even if you're like kicked out, you just wait outside. Wait outside the building. You'll have union workers walking out, and a lot of them, actually a good percentage of them are actually Republican or Trump Republican. Okay? So everywhere, old age homes, doesn't matter. You go everywhere the Democrats are going. That's the end of story. They'll never win again, and Republicans will always win if you play the same game. Can't complain anymore. Former President Donald Trump, God bless him, I'm voting for him again because I want an anti-war candidate. You vote Democrat, you are pro-military intervention, war, military conflict, counterinsurgency conflict. You are voting for the hawkish, militant political party that actually presides over economic catastrophe. So I don't know what you get. You don't even get student loans, which they should have voted for, by the way. What happened to Medicare for all? I mean, these people are the biggest liars on the planet. My God almighty, the biggest liars on the planet. But ladies and gentlemen, you look and it's like they're going after Hunter. They're going after Joe. The impeachment is around the corner. FTX imploded. We don't even know the whole story. And media is doing its bit. The New York Times, this is why the New York Times works for the Democratic Party. The New York Times is a DNC, a Democratic National Committee newsletter, okay? They're not about journalism. The New York Times is not about journalism. It's about propping up the Democratic Party. When they interviewed Sam Bankman-Fried, it was an overt attempt to simply ignore the fact that he was the second largest Democratic donor. And they even asked how his sleep was doing. Are you kidding me? It's like asking Bernie Madoff, well, how you doing? Are you sleeping okay? $95 million lost in a teachers union in Canada. But, I mean, you have to ask yourself, is the average Canadian teacher a supporter of Trump? Okay, or is you're like, a lot of these unions that lost money with Sam Bankman-Fried, a lot of the people that lost money, they should never have lost money. It was a crime. But now, like, the accountability, how many people want accountability? Because he was a Democratic donor, the second largest. So the Department of Justice, there's no special counsel. There should be a special counsel, actually. There should have been when Trump was in office for Hunter. Special counsel takes place when you have, like, when you need an impartial or unbiased, but that's impossible in this day and age. So anyway, there's a crime with Hunter. There's a crime with FTX. There isn't a crime with Trump. The man hasn't been indicted. What are you looking for, Democrats? What are you looking for? Like, is there like some creature like Chucky, the monster that like stealing things on Trump's behalf? That if you just found him, oh my God, you're gonna indict Trump? He didn't commit a crime. Sam Bankman-Fried, Hunter Biden, these people did commit, Hillary Clinton, these people did commit crimes. They were investigated, and oopsie, you know what? Gosh, no reasonable prosecutor would indict. And then they can't find a reasonable prosecutor to indict Trump because they don't have anything on him. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe. I'll be back in a couple.